All right, let's jump right in. We're going to be looking at a really powerful idea from AI pioneer Dr. Andrew Ng. He's got this whole new way of thinking about AI, especially for small businesses, and frankly, it's a real game changer. So here's what we've got on deck. We'll kick things off with a pretty cool historical comparison. Then we'll get into why AI has been, well, mostly for the big guys. We'll unpack this idea of the long tail problem. And then, this is the good part, we'll see the big shift that's flipping the script. We'll look at how you can actually build your own AI and wrap up with what this means for all of us. So Dr. Ng starts us off with this fantastic idea. He compares the AI revolution happening right now to something that totally changed the world hundreds of years ago: literacy. Yeah, think about it for a second. Back in the day, right? Only a tiny elite group, clergy, scribes, could read and write. They held all the power because they controlled the information. Sound familiar? Well, today, it's kind of the same with AI. You have this small, elite group of AI engineers at these huge tech companies who build all the cool stuff, and the rest of us, well, we just use it.
But, and this is the big but, what happened when everyone learned to read and write? Society exploded with innovation and wealth. It wasn't just about one person being able to read, it lifted everybody up. And that's Dr. Ng's whole point. He's saying, hey, we can do the exact same thing with AI. If we make it accessible to everyone, not just the pros, we could unlock that same kind of incredible prosperity.
Okay, so that leads to a really obvious question, right? If this stuff is so amazing, why is it pretty much only the giant tech companies that are really using it? Well, it really comes down to one thing: money. It's just crazy expensive. Building a custom AI from the ground up, you're talking millions of dollars and a whole team of PhDs. So, of course, the only places that can justify that cost are massive markets like online ads or web search, where you have, hundreds of millions of customers. It's a numbers game, and only the giants can play.
But that model leaves pretty much everyone else out in the cold. And Dr. Gang gives this perfect, down-to-earth example: his local pizza shop. You know the kind of place. They make great pizza, but they have this classic small business problem. They can't quite predict what people are going to order. So one night they run out of pepperoni, and the next they're throwing away a bunch of unsold veggie pizzas.
And here's where it gets really interesting. That little pizza shop, it's not just making pizza, it's generating data. Every single sale is a piece of information. Which toppings are popular? What time is the dinner rush? How much gets wasted? All that is super valuable data. An AI could look at that and say, hey, you should probably make way more meat lovers pizzas on Saturdays. Suddenly, they're wasting less and making more money. It's that simple. So that pizza shop story isn't just a cute example. It's actually a perfect window into a much bigger economic idea, one that affects millions of businesses out there.
First things first, we gotta bust a huge myth. Everyone thinks you need big data, mountains of it, for AI to work. But Dr. Ng says, nope, not really. For a lot of these really specific problems, the data from just one little pizza shop, that's plenty.
The real problem isn't the amount of data. It's something called the long tail. So you see this graph, right? That big spike on the left is the head. That's where the giant billion-dollar projects are, like building a search engine. That's where big tech lives. But now look at that long, flat line stretching out to the right. That's the tail. It's made up of millions and millions of smaller projects, optimizing one pizza shop, one farm, one factory. Each one isn't worth $1 billion, but you add them all up, the total value is enormous. And that's the snag. See, every single business in that tail is unique. A farm in Iowa has totally different needs than a bakery in Paris. And with the old, super expensive way of building AI, you just can't afford to make a custom solution for every single one of them. It just doesn't make financial sense. But what if the way we build AI is changing? Well, it is. There's a fundamental shift happening right now, and it's what's finally going to unlock the power of that long tail for everyone. We're moving from a world where building AI meant you had to be a coding genius to a world where what really matters is that you're an expert in your thing. You don't write code anymore. You just teach the AI by showing it examples from your business. The analogy Dr. N uses here is just perfect. It's like we're going from trying to carve a message into a block of stone with a hammer and chisel, which is slow, hard, and you definitely need a specialist, to just picking up a pen and writing on a piece of paper. Suddenly, anyone can do it. It's fast, it's easy, it's for everyone. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like? Let's get practical and see how these new no-code AI tools really work. Okay, picture this. You're working quality control at a fabric factory. Instead of calling in some expensive AI consultants, you just open a website. You upload a few photos of the fabric, you draw a little box around a flaw, and you type in tear. You do it again for stain. After just a few of these examples, literally just a few, the AI gets it. It starts finding all the defects automatically. No code, just pointing and clicking. And that same exact idea works for, well, almost anything. A baker could use it to teach an AI the difference between a perfect golden brown loaf and one that's a little burnt. Boom, perfect bread every time. Or how about a farmer? They could walk through their fields, take a few pictures of a sick plant on their phone, and teach the AI to spot that specific disease. Now they can catch an outbreak before it ruins the whole crop.
A carpenter could use it to spot tiny flaws in a piece of wood before they even start cutting. I mean, you get the idea, right? The possibilities are just endless. And it's all based on that same simple, visual way of teaching.
And all of this brings us full circle, right back to that huge idea from the beginning. We're finally democratizing this incredibly powerful technology. This is the most important takeaway. The power is shifting away from the people who can code, and it's shifting to the people who are experts in their domain. You don't have to know how AI works on the inside. You just have to know what a good loaf of bread looks like, or what a diseased plant looks like, or how to run a pizza shop. Your expertise is what matters now. And the economic impact of that? It's huge. It means all the wealth and prosperity that AI is creating doesn't have to get stuck at the very top with a few tech giants. It can flow out to millions of small businesses, to everyone in that long tail. And that makes our entire society richer. So let's end on this. If AI really is the new pen and paper, if this powerful tool is now in everyone's hands, it's like we've all been given a blank page. The only question is, what story are you going to write?